Just one more time on the timing here. I understand, obviously, you want this to end as soon as possible. Everyone does. But there are reports that Sullivan told Netanyahu that Israel has to end this current phase of fighting in weeks, not months. Is that part of the message that he's delivering?
I'm not going to divulge private conversations that we've had and will continue to have with the Israelis. Obviously, one of the things that Jake did talk to him about was progress in the war and where the Israelis think it's going to go. He did talk about possible transitioning from what we would call high-intensity operations, which is what we're seeing them do now, to lower-intensity operations sometime, in the near future. But I don't want to put a timestamp on it. I think you can understand that the last thing we'd want to do is telegraph to Hamas what they're likely to face in coming weeks and months. And I know this came up yesterday, but I just want to be clear. Does the administration agree that indiscriminate attacks are prohibited under international humanitarian law? If attacks obviously are not done with due concern to civilians, then obviously that's a deep concern. But you have stressed that the president, speaks for American foreign policy. He has said that Israel is engaged in indiscriminate bombing in Gaza. So then, wouldn't it stand to reason that this is a violation? I've answered that question I don't know how many times yesterday. I have nothing more to add on that. The president was referring to concerns that he has and that we have, that we know the intent is there by the Israelis to limit civilian casualties and damage to civilian infrastructure, but sometimes the results don't always come out that way. That's what he was referring to. But you keep stressing their intent, that it's Israel's intent to minimize civilian casualties, but that intention isn't what we're seeing on the ground right now by the president's own admission. They are bombing indiscriminately. So are you saying that their intent is somehow more important than the result? Both are important. I mean, obviously, the most important thing is the results and outcomes, but it has to be driven by a sincere intent to limit civilian casualties. So both are important. Look, I don't think it's useful to revisit the whole discussion from yesterday because you're not going to get a different answer out of me. We don't want to see a single more innocent civilian killed or wounded. One is too many. We've said that over and over again. And we're working hard with the Israelis. And Jake's doing that right now to get a better sense of what they can do, as I said in my opening statement, to be more surgical, to be more discriminate in their targeting. That's important. At the same time, it's important that they have the tools and capabilities they need to go after a truly genocidal threat represented by Sinwar and these Hamas terrorists.